This is the header navbar feature in this particular video. The header navbar feature is basically the menu that we have at the top of the website. So this is something you can do. First of all, let's add a new section. Now inside the sections, you'll find this header navbar. So this is the menu section. So now we've added it. I need to drag it to the top. So let's do that. So now our menu is at the top. Now over here, if you look, we have an outer section right here, and then we have an inner section. Alright, so if I talk about the outer section, if I go to the settings, basically, you can use it to add some background and stuff over there. Some background color, let's say I want to add this color to the menu. So you can use it for the background settings and some other settings, like effects and shadow and stuff like that. Let's go to the inner section now. And inside the inner section, we have all the, menu settings. So basically, if you want to increase or decrease the font size of the menu, you can do that from here. So basically, this is, if you notice, this is the menu. Then we have the submenu. It's right over here. So in that case, if you want to increase or decrease the size of the submenu, and then this is the image settings, the image that's over here. So, if you want to change and play around with the image settings, you can do that here. So you can do that from here. Let's go back to the menu. All the other settings are right over here. Font family, font weight, all the things you already understand, right? Let's go to these settings. Okay, so this is where you'll be able to add content. So for example, this is home. And now in home, we have a submenu, right? So what do you want to add in the submenu? So the things you want to add in the submenu, you can add them from here. So basically, you can go ahead and edit it, right? Submenu 1. Let's suppose I want to open sorabondaga.com. Okay, in this particular submenu. So I want to add this link, and let's suppose I want to open it in a new window. So I can do that from here, right? So submenu 1. Okay, let's name it. Let's say SP. Alright, and similarly, you can change your other things. And let's suppose if you want to add something else over here, you can add that from here. Similarly, if you want to add a submenu in the About section, let's suppose, home, about, pricing, all of these, you can add them from here. So let's suppose I want to add a submenu in About. So, it's the first thing. Then another, let's suppose, again, SB2, let's say new window, and I put the link right over here, right? If you want to change the name of the menu elements, about, home, pricing, contact us, you can do that from here, right? You don't want it to be about, let's say you want it to be about us, just in case, right? So you can do that from here. And these settings now, right? So this is sorted. If you want to show the image, if you don't, you can disable it. If you want, you can enable it. If you want any action to be taken on the basis of this image, for example, you want this. When this particular image is clicked, so you want to take it to a particular URL, let's suppose this URL, and whether you want that to happen in this window or a new window, you can do that from here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You can go ahead, go back to the main settings over here, designing settings, and then you can play around with the font, you can play around with the font weight, text color, if you want to, let's say, make it white or, something like this. Let's say you want to change the text color of the submenu. So, let's say you want to make it something like this, and you want to change the background color. Let's say something like this. Right. So maybe make it more white. You can play around with these things yourself, right? I want to increase the opacity. So you can take care of these things, right? So this is how you can play around with this, and your menu will be ready. And yeah, one more thing. And that is, this is how the menu is going to look on your website, on the homepage, on desktop. But when you look at it on mobile, this is how it's going to look. So basically, you might have seen this before, right? This is called a hamburger. This is basically used for the menu settings. So basically, when someone looks at your website on mobile, this is how it's going to appear. So when someone clicks on it on mobile, then your menu will load right there. Right. So we can take a quick look at the published URL. So if you look, we have the, the menu, the sub-menu. Let's say if I click on it, it's working as it should. It opens the web page URL. If I click on the image, it also opens the web page URL. And yeah, besides that, if I do this, then I have the hamburger menu and the sub-menu right here, right? So this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's working. And you can go ahead and use the menu settings inside the navbar element by using the navbar element. All right. So yeah, that's it.